Hello, we are on live already.
Are we
Yeah,
live? Are we live yet?
we're live. Yeah,
Okay, I don't see on my page. Wait, let me check.
on my page.
Oh, you
Yeah,
can see already.
my page say we are
Oh,
live.
okay, good. Yes, we are live. Oh, it's been so long since we went live. I cannot even. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
this is
hello
a very
everybody.
hello everybody. This one
I
is
am
the
Joel.
impromptu live. Yeah, hello Joel.
Hello, Jason. Okay,
Hey,
so it's been a very long while since we went on live because one thing been busy. I think both of us has been busy, and another thing is uh our schedule a lot of times we couldn't make it. In fact, I think our last live was almost 1 year plus ago.
wow, there is really a long time.
Yeah, that's a very long time. Okay, but
Yeah.
anyway, so why Jason and I decided to do this impromptu live because uh I think last year we did share with you all that this is the last year was the start of the ninth cycle. So
Period.
yeah, so there are some changes in the new cycle. So that's why Jason has actually took time to do up a research on how Feng Shui may affect the property market in 2025, or should we say the year of the wooden snake. So here are his findings. We are here to share with you what are the things to look out for in this coming year. So Jason, how is this year?
Yeah, this year, fantastic year.
Yeah, serious. Okay.
So it's a fantastic year. A lot of happenings. If you let's say you follow stock market, right, you probably know a
Mm,
lot of things happening lah. The ups and
mm,
downs, and yeah, the market is all over the place now.
mm.
Yeah. So I like to talk about world events, because world events actually
You take away
uh,
this first.
uh,
Cannot see
impact
your
on
face.
us.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah. So very excited to share how we can use feng shui and
Mm,
also modern market analysis to look at this thing, and also to use this as a conversation where the east meets west, then
mm,
also the data, and then how it meet the feng shui energy flow lah. So all this actually to help you make informed decision, so you can use it in terms of like when you're looking at a property as well lah. So
mm,
of course, I'm not a property expert. Joel is. I'm just a consultant, or I'm knowledgeable in terms of feng shui.
mm. Actually, when you say that this year the the market is going to be exciting, do you know that there's actually 38 new launches this year?
Wow, that's a lot of
Yeah,
launch.
I was shocked. I was shocked. I mean, for the beginning of the year, there were three launches that were very interesting. So we have this Alta at Clementi.
Mm,
Okay, so if people know about this area, right, they will know, okay, it's actually the last piece of land in Clementi. I mean, if they know where NUS High School and Nanhua Secondary School is, right? So basically,
oh yes,
Clement
I know.
Canopy, then Clavon, both by UOL. Then suddenly, the third and last piece of land, right, was bought by MCL.
Oh,
So
okay.
MCL bought this project. I mean, still the same design, two tall towers. Then after that, I mean, it's actually not surprising to see, right? The units all start selling off from the lowest floor. Then of course the highest floor will be the more expensive ones. And then again, no surprise that most of the bigger units are still left because the quantum is, I would say, a large sum, but I mean, ultimately, market will start to swallow. I would say market will start to swallow. Then, because in the end, all the projects down there are fully sold. And in fact, I would say that the scariest part is based on buying habits of Singaporeans nowadays. This is not I say one. I'm just a property agent. But based on the buying trends of Singapore property buyers, because we all know that foreigners they are not even slowing down. They have stopped buying Singapore properties in most of the areas because ABS is 60%.
Wow.
Correct.
Yeah, I remember.
60%. Imagine you buy $1 million property, you pay 600,000 to Singapore government. I mean, as a Singaporean, I thank you for this, honestly. but I think a lot of you don't know yet that places like Toa Payoh, right, the per square foot has already broken 3,000.
Ooh, okay.
Scary, right? And that's last year, you know. So this year, right, we don't know what is going to happen, but it seems that a lot of the new launches are doing very well. And even the only EC in Tampines, like, Aura, sorry, because a lot of projects called Ori, Oreo, Aura. I also don't know really how to pronounce this project, but the EC in Tampines by Simlian, right? The the per square foot is EC, mind you guys, it's EC. Per square foot is 1,000, 5,006 PSF, you know. Executive condominium, and
I also want to say hi. Hello, Chief.
hello, hi. And the scariest part is the EC, right? 90% sold on first day there. So everybody must understand this thing. Second timers, that means if you have a HDB to sell, right? That means if you happen to have $1 million HDB to sell, you can only buy how should I put it? You can only buy up to 30% of the project on the first day. Because HDB quota. Then that means 60% was bought by first timers, you know, that don't have a house to sell, or maybe they are new citizens that bought a house as a PR. But that is ridiculous. In whole of Singapore, right, only one EC sold 100% on the first day of launch. And there is 100 pumps in this Serangoon area because it's just beside roadside. So this 90% at this type of per square foot, I can only say yes, I'm proud to be a Singaporean. We are all rich, but I'm not.
Hey, hello, sharpshooter.
Hey, hello, hi. Okay, so I mean that was a bit of the market update that I'm sharing with you guys on property agents' point of view. But for the main gist of today, right, we'll be talking about the report that Jason has painstakingly came up with. Yeah, Jason actually done putting a lot of effort for this research from the beginning of the year. So I'm also very excited because this is actually the first time I'm seeing this. So Jason, come, please share more with us.
Uh, just now when you share all those market trend, wow, those numbers are impressive. It shows that people are very eager to buy uh, the properties when the conditions are right. So that's why
Tally
I
with
say
your
this.
report or not?
Yeah, I think it's
the buying power tally with your report.
because I not only share about behavior, but also the places to look at, and then
That's good.
so that you can make informed choice based on Feng Shui trend lah. Yeah.
Good. Then I know where to focus on this year.
Yes, for all of us. So
Yes.
disclaimer, usually because they cover wide spectrum, whether property or maybe even economic. So there's a disclaimer lah. So please make your own informed choice lah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what we know, a stable market is good for long-term investors. So from a Feng Shui perspective, right, calmer energy is easier to work with than a chaotic one. So
Yes.
think of it like the difference between gentle flowing water and the rush of this strong energy, the so-called Chongsa and things like that. So one is attainable, one is can sweep you away. So be careful when you actually go into property or even in terms of stocks and shares. Yeah. So this is a very interesting time. So we will not know the next moment how things will change. So one of the things that we need to understand that in Feng Shui also we talk about crisis also equals to opportunity. So meaning that chaos in one area can mean opportunity elsewhere lah. So Singapore is like a rock quite stable in a river lah. So when the current gets rough globally, right, wealth tends to pull around the stable rocks. So all this we talk about how even our government manage the qi of the market lah. So ensuring that we have a very conducive environment lah.
Yeah, I mean, if I mean, as people will start to notice this thing, you see, like uh, last few years, right, when the market was very very hot, government actually came in with a lot of cooling measures, but this time round they, with HDB prices keep on rising, and then subsequently after that, we see new launches, right? Oh, a lot of, like, last year EOK was fully sold. Chuan Park during launch day, they say that I wasn't there, but Chuan Park on the same day price raised by developer increased price 5 times. It's scary. Then like even a lot of other projects, right? The sales was fantastic, but interestingly, we hear nothing from the government. This time around, really nothing from the government. It was so quiet as that I'm also starting to worry, But we can see from another aspect, right? Maybe it's because the foreign speculators are not so active in Singapore already. That's why, well, if it's just within our own compound, right? I mean, our own locals buying the property, and as long as because of the ABSD, because of the reduction in loan, right, or the increase in interest, then we are still able to afford. Then government say, oh, okay lah. Then if you are still able to afford, then you go ahead and buy. But if you cross the line, then we'll come in hard on you. Example, the 99 story lah. Those so people think of creative way to buy property, right? Then government will come after you lah. But if you are just buying based on what the rules allow, I think, yeah, it seems like it's quite peaceful. As you mentioned, it's quite calm now. It's so calm that I don't know, is it because they say election is coming? What do you think, Jason?
No, I don't think so. But because I think there's a shift in the energy. So
Okay.
because of this, I think all this also to spur internal market as well lah. So also to help businesses grow, and also but because all this can actually help the tea within Singapore to attract more from the outside to inside lah.
Okay.
So one thing that is interesting will be we talk about from the transition from the wooden dragon to now the wooden snake lah. Yeah, because the energy is definitely different. Because dragon and snakes definitely they one in the sky and one on the earth lah.
一
So
个是真的，一个是假的。
I would say 假的 because the way the Chinese look at things, right? Dragon, they draw this idea of dragon from the sky, from the heavens. Yeah, so
Okay.
they see celestial formation that looks like a dragon, like a snake in the sky. So because of this, they give birth to this thing called dragon. It's not a dinosaur. It's not some. It's actually from the stars. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so because of this, right, we know definitely the dragon strength from the heaven is more chaotic now. So last year was a bit more. This year the wooden snake, right, actually brings a more calmer and steadier energy now. Yeah. So because snake, right, is if you understand the so-called the animal snake, right, you know that the way they move, right, is also remain hidden and slow and careful. Yeah. So snakes actually in the Chinese metaphysics actually represents transformation, wisdom, and stealth. So we can
Okay.
expect 2025, right? If you want to achieve success for this year, right, you need to have some kind of strategic planning and vigilance. Yeah. So
That
think
is
of
true,
the thing, carefully plan the move. Yeah.
correct. Because I mean, as what I always share with people buying properties, don't think of short term gains. I mean, if you can, right, by right, our what seller stamp duty is 3 years lah. So if after 3 years, you can sell for a nice profit, that's nice. I mean, a lot of projects that actually TOP last year and this year, right? Especially for we see this trend as a property agent, those who bought smaller units, right? Maybe the profit is not as as what a lot of people anticipated. But to be very frank, when there are so many sub-sale units out in the market, right? This is to be expected. So I will always advise people, if you want to go for investment, right, especially with property, plan slightly long term. Plan slightly long term so that it is safer. Please understand one thing: property in Singapore, unless you really buy those very, very, we call it jialat ones, okay, like offshore, or the one that I always joke about, lah. Okay, but we don't name names now, because some people buy already, we don't want to discourage them. Okay, those that are highly speculative, then you need an even longer timing to break even. However, if you were to choose something that makes sense and it is always in demand, you are lucky enough, 3 years, you should make a tidy profit. If you are lucky, very, very lucky, you can make a slightly even higher profit. But try to go long term. Try to go long term.
Yeah. So exactly, I agree with Joel. So actually, it's a year to do your homework.
Mm.
So which ties in perfectly with combining the feng shui analysis and the market research.
Yep.
Yeah. So there may be less obvious resource luck. Many opportunity are there, but hidden. So you must dig
Mm.
deeper so that to uncover them.
Okay.
Yeah. So next we will talk about the Singapore map. So when you talk
Mm.
about Singapore map, right, you must be familiar with the north, south, east, west, which part region is of Singapore. So now with the election coming, right, they draw new lines. It
Mm.
doesn't matter. Yeah, most important is you must know where are you staying, which part are you in Singapore? Are you in the northwest part? Are you in the east, or are you in the north? That kind of thing. Yeah, so it's
Mm.
very important for you to know. So this diagram, right, uh, it's very rare. So if you all catch it, you catch it. If not, I won't share this diagram.
Oh, that's fast. Hey, later you send me.
Yeah, later I'll send us Joel. Yeah.
See?
So when we talk about all this, right, we talk about flying star, right?
Mm.
Like
Mm.
we just a recap about period nine. So period
Okay.
nine actually is from last year 2024 to 2043. So
Mm.
what is the energy of period nine is the element of fire. The energy, so fire will grow earth, so we can expect certain elements to do well. Yeah.
Mm.
So this period luck thing actually lasts for 20 years now. So
Okay.
by then 2044 will be a period one. Yeah. So they
Mm.
work 9 periods, but they will forever in the cycle. So doesn't mean after period nine the thing just disappear, or there will be period 10. No, they will go back to the original period, which is period one. So another set of different element will work better. So of
Mm.
course we know period nine is this fire. So naturally, south sector of Singapore becomes one of the most auspicious direction. So you bring wealth
Okay.
opportunity. Yeah. So if you are uh, in the south of Singapore, or you are looking at south of Singapore, right? It's quite a good plot. So you
Well,
can guess what is there in the south of Singapore.
interestingly, I've been doing some research on the southern part of Singapore. Maybe later I'll share a bit.
Mm. So later Joel will share. So I continue with this after when you talk about period, you talk about flying star lah.
Mm.
So those who are new to Feng Shui, you may be wondering, what is flying star? Yeah, so flying star is actually the way the Feng Shui calculation in terms of the annual energy blueprint lah. So meaning every year, right, the nine stars, each represent a type of luck. You fly to different sector lah. So for example, in this year, 2025, the center of the chart is dominated by this star number two lah. So we call it the illness star. So
Oh,
which
okay.
means the year's central energy, right, is a bit heavy and got to do with health lah. Uh,
Mm.
Even though I say the center is the star of illness, right, doesn't mean it's all bad lah. So several auspicious stars at different part will actually add on lah. For example, the period eight is what we know as this wealth star lah. So it brings prosperity, financial success. Star number six will do with authority and also luck from 贵人 lah. So
Mm.
star number four will do with 文昌 or academic star or sometimes relationship luck. And one is relating to career success and new opportunity. So all these stars, right, occupy certain sectors and they fly in a certain pattern. So properties in those areas, right, some of them will do better for the year. Yeah.
Well,
So
I think
and
maybe next time you can show a chart, right? So which star is in which direction, then what they stand for, so that people can catch a glimpse, ma.
yeah, so if you want to know more information, contact me directly.
Yeah, that's the best, obviously. Then you can be able to explain more.
Yeah, because Feng Shui is a very sophisticated thing. Even though I explain like the stars, but actually there's a lot of things that go behind.
Yes, correct. After
So,
learning so
so
much from you, I know it's macam preparing for your degree.
yeah, because we reference a lot. So because of this dynamic
Mm.
relationship, right, we identify certain growth sector. So we like one of the things that we know that this AI will do well. Yeah, because it's so it actually also affect this commercial and digital hub lah.
Mm.
Yeah, so if let's say other than looking at direction, you can also look by industrial lah. So industrial
Mm.
meaning that you look at Singapore, where is all this digital place is focused at the
Mm.
fintech, the AI, the technology driven. Where are they located in Singapore? Because people will want to stay where they work and home right to be close lah. Then of course, Singapore being a very safe area also, the next thing that we should look out for is the luxury, and then also we are going green, yeah, the EVs and things like that. So high-end properties and sustainable developments also can be a good investment area lah. Yeah. Then also some places that may be affected, which is also the logistic and industrial area lah. So
Mm.
what I know, there's some movement around also. So these are the areas good to take a look lah. Yeah.
Okay.
So next we also can talk about feng shui, how we can use feng shui to select this new launch property lah. But before that this one need Joel's expertise.
Okay. So how we apply this knowledge, right? I mean, Jason has taught me some of the things, but I mean, my师傅 must correct me if I say wrongly. So certain elements, example, I mean, if you have watched our previous video, right, you know, 财, qi, and 人 嘛. Okay, so basically, if the place is lively, there is good energy, like mountains with mist. Singapore not much mountain, obviously we know that. Or there's a lot of life, bright greenery, and of course there are good transportation networks, right? All these are basic, basically good indications that we can look for. But of course, these are good indications, but not the only factors, because ultimately we must also see inside the house. So when we look inside the house, okay, master, please tell us. Because especially new launch, correct? with the house inside empty one ma. So we know two things. First, nowadays, right? Okay, maybe Jason not so familiar with this thing, but nowadays harmonization, right? So developer aircon latch is not included inside the house already. Still got balcony, but aircon latch not inside the house already. So the house, right, usually they try to do as squarish as possible. So what are the things that we should look out for?
Okay, I mean, just to add on those things that Joel mentioned. So when we look at the place, right, we look at the surrounding first. So like Joel just now mentioned, TNT and Ren. So of course we would like to look where is there a pond nearby? Is there a hill nearby? If let's say don't have, right, we look at physical human build like the buildings, shopping center, interchange, MRT, or the infrastructure is a kind of modern day feng shui thing that affects the development. Then of course, like just now, Joel also touched on the layout, the orientation of the place also. So it does matter, like certain direction we like to see water and things like that. And next also we also because now Singapore or more developed countries, right, the houses are getting smaller. So when you're getting smaller, right, very important is we need to understand where are the open spaces. So why is it important? Because open spaces are where the qi gather. Yeah, so all these are very valuable things. And over time, a lot of things are neglected. So water and wealth also has a very close relationship. So condos, maybe near with sea view, river views, tends to attract prosperity and also maybe also attract high valuation. So mountain higher ground also represents stability. So with if in a development that has a good backing mountain, right, will shield them for strong winds. To take note of those condominiums that are near East Coast, right, you'll notice that they usually shut their windows. Why? Because the wind are quite strong. So so staying in near the sea also has its own trouble. I mean, even though it's quite nice to have those kind of view. And then also the surrounding shape of the building also matter. So you don't want to have another neighboring building or development that has a sharp edge pointing into your house. So regular shape actually promotes good qi flow. So odd or strange looking shape may give you these potential problems.
Actually, it's quite true, because for those of you who are really active in the market, you all will realize one thing. Usually projects, right? Projects that are odd shape. That means the exterior is very nicely designed, but the building is very odd shape, right? Usually, when it comes to resale, right, there are challenges. Not saying that definitely cannot sell, but usually there will be challenges.
Yeah. So the next tip also that we came up is this 5-step property selection method. I mean, it's a blend between technical and also feng shui theory. So we look at market potential, which is covered will be covered by Joel. So if you want to know market trend, please ask Joel. Then surroundings and site feng shui, you can ask Joel or myself. So we usually can look at using a lot of ways to look at it. One of them is through Google Earth, or we can go on site. So these are ways that we check for water, mountain, roads, facilities, infrastructure, open spaces. Then of course next will be the unit orientation and layout. That one also Joel's domain. Yeah. So when because he's seen quite a number of these launches.
Because we all know that a better facing, right? I mean, we don't even need to talk about feng shui, but it's common sense that a better facing unit, right, will always be easier to sell next time. So I think, as I mentioned in my ace fluency test, right, comfortability is one thing very, very important as well.
Yeah. Then the fourth point, right, I also like to touch on is the annual and period nine feng shui lah. So
Mm,
I'm sure you noticed that period nine to some feng shui master is a very big deal lah. So some people, some feng shui master actually shifted office or renovated their office just to handle this period nine lah. So we can also, if you are hunting for a new house, right, you can align yourself with this energy lah. Yeah, because we never seldom nowadays we settle for our first home as our last home lah. So
mm,
we bound to change home in a few times in our lifetime. So some people have a bit more lah. So it's where their ima is very strong. Then we also look at the last point will be the personal alignment lah. So we talk about paths and your
mm,
personal direction lah. So if possible, right, check your what direction is good, which direction is good for you and your other family members. So this one you can reach out to Joel and myself lah. So if you want to know what type of direction good for you. So when you have all this in place, right, you can actually have a well-selected property lah. So what does it? It could translate to this higher resale value, even better living quality as well lah. So even the buyer doesn't believe in feng shui, right, or you don't believe in feng shui, uh, but somehow the energy is there, and who knows, maybe your future buyers will is a strong believer of feng shui also lah. So you can appeal to feng shui people as well lah. Yeah.
maybe I touch a bit on this because everybody knows that this is I'm coming to my 17th year as a property agent. Okay, so one I won't say hurdle but one objection that I will always meet when helping a buyer purchase a house is when they they have a feng shui master that they consult. Okay, then when they went to see the house, right? They go and see the house blindly. Then after that, when they see a house they like, then they think to consult their feng shui master. And usually all their feng shui master are very busy. The feng shui master they take 1 or 2 months time before he can allocate us an appointment for these buyers to help them see the house. But honestly speaking, nobody can nobody can wait for 2 months just for you to buy their house, you know. So that is why after knowing Jason and after learning about how he looks at feng shui, I realized one thing: feng shui is science. It's not some hocus pocus that people are peddling, but really something that makes a lot of sense. Just like north south facing, why people usually buy north south facing? Because it's not that hot. It's as simple as that. These are really very logical uh, things that people must consider when buying a house. But is north south facing always the best? So think about it. If you are buying a ground floor or second floor unit whereby your neighbors are so near to you, the north south facing unit, right, may be so dark. That's why we emphasize facing is important. Facing is important because how the house is what where the house is facing, right, will ultimately affect the people staying inside. But of course, another issue is 屋子养人，人也是养屋子嘛 correct? So if the house and the future owners are a good match, they will complement each other. This is the rationale why a good feng shui house, right? Especially if the feng shui house is suitable for you, right? It will also help you to sell easier next time. Because it's what the people call a feng shui wu. Correct. Makes more sense to you, makes more sense to the future buyer.
Next, I
Okay.
also like to share that
Mm.
real life cases.
Yes.
When feng shui help property investment. In Singapore case, of course, there are few examples. So one example I'd like to mention, which everybody knows, the Suntec City. So
Mm.
built with feng shui principle, the five towers like a palm.
五指山
So yeah, with the sun, then you have the fountain of wealth, which is the center of the palm, so to
Mm.
catch the wealth. Yeah, so all this leads to what we call long-term prosperity. So
Mm.
you see, seldom see these Suntec cities property left empty. Yeah, so it's a very interesting property. And next, more residential will be the rural condola. So it is located at the Singapore's Jade Belt lah. Yeah, so the feng shui formation also could help the property to value grow lah. Yeah, so other than feng shui, in Singapore, we also talk about people who actually believe in feng shui strongly, which is
Mm.
家臣
Mm.
so it said to use the flying star feng shui for strategic property placement. So all this also can attribute to his immense wealth growth. So the
Mm.
moral of the story that I would like to share with every one of us is good feng shui doesn't guarantee success, but it definitely stacks the odds in your favor. Yeah, so I'd like uh, to urge everyone, if you have the capability, why not consult a second opinion about feng shui lah. So when you invest, right, you invest with insight lah. Yeah, so consider feng shui as part of a property decision making process. So if you are unsure, you can consult Joel and myself, and reach out to us so that we can give you the best property advice
Mm.
and feng shui as well. So your new home can be a, a key that to unlock good wealth.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who are watching now or will be watching this later, hope that whatever we share, right, can help you make better investment or help you choose your right home. Because ultimately, I always say this thing, especially to people buying their first home, the first house will make you or break you. If the first house lose money already, well, subsequently it's going to be very, very tough for you. And especially since we already see HDB flats. I think I'm 46 this year. I never ever imagine HDB flats to be over $1 million. Okay, I surely didn't expect that 3-room flats is more than $500,000 already. And yet, well, I mean, last year we have a lot of Malaysian PRs who finally got their PR clear the 3 years, then decided to buy a house in Singapore, right? They can tell me, this is what I really hear from the market. They're telling me, I rather spend the money and ABSD buying a HDB flat in Singapore than buying a condo back home. They have their own reasons. I mean, I'm not saying that they must all buy a HDB flat in Singapore, but definitely they have their own reasons because this is what they are telling me. Okay, this is what they are telling me. Maybe it's because convenient for their work or because of the exchange rate. I wouldn't know. But ultimately, if you are not buying, you don't need to worry. Somebody will buy for you. This is the thing. They are not buying a house for you, They'll buy the house that you want. This is what I can tell you because every year people complain about the rising prices, and the scary part is we see more people buying. I mean, there's something we can no longer control. So make the next house or the current house that you have purchased the correct house for you. I think that is very, very important. Be it financially, be it in terms of feng shui, ultimately, a well-blessed house means great blessings to your family as well.
Yeah, so we come to the end of today's sharing. So just now Joel was mentioning that he will share something about the
Oh
South.
yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
probably. Yeah,
Coincidentally, right, because Jason was mentioning about the south because actually last year he told me already the southern sector, right? The southern sector because this period 9 so southern sector, look out for it. And to be very honest, I didn't show him this at all. He has never seen this. Give me a sec. Let me load the PDF, because I actually did this presentation to my own team just 2 days ago. Sorry, this Saturday. Yes, really, just 2 days ago on Thursday. Okay, where is the next value buy for property? So also, I share a map of Singapore on all the towns, and I did a comparison based on the recent launches and the different areas. So, okay, if you can see my slide, right? There's an interesting project that is coming, but I'm not so concerned about the project. I'm concerned about what is happening in this area. But today, our main topic is actually on Feng Shui, so I won't really talk too much on this. I will discuss with Jason. Maybe if there is time, we will come together, and then let me just share my findings with you all. So Jason can also give me his pointers on the island as a whole. Because just nice, the area I'm talking about is on the southern part of Singapore. Okay, Jason, see you. Let's see whether we have the time or not.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yes,
For tonight.
that's all for tonight. So for those of you who have any questions, right? Very easy. Just leave us a message. Whether it's on Geomancy Culture, Diary of a Property Agent, or on my YouTube channel. Just leave us your message, or if you have our numbers, DM us, then we'll get back to you. Okay? So,
Okay.
thank you all. See you all again. Bye-bye.
Bye.